Hello everybody. In this video, we are going to create our server and we are going to start putting our application there. It's a way to actually how to start the deployment. It is important as a developer to know a little bit what we need to do in order to have our application in production. So we are going to mimic a production environment and with a little bit of best practices. We are going to set up a Linux server in DigitalOcean. In that server, we are going to put NGINX in there, and that NGINX is going to serve all different applications that we're going to be deployed. Later in another week, probably, we are going to do a portfolio website, and that portfolio will be held as a basic site where we have all the applications that we're going to be doing during the semester listed over there. So let's actually get started. As you can see, I have a front-end server set up and deployment. This information, I will give you the link in order to have it. I have pretty much all the steps that we need to follow up to start doing our server. But before actually start doing something here, what I will like to start is going to buy our domain. So one of the sites that I actually purchased a lot of domains is actually GoDaddy. Meanwhile, my application is loading. You can actually buy a specific domain that, depending what you need, you press it with your name. So there are several of those domains. You can have something.com, something.online, something.world, xyz.info. There is a bunch .tech. So you can actually do something like my super. This is my super.site. This actually works. We will look for that. Oh, it's taken. Somebody already took it. So let's actually try another one. Let's see. Rodolfo.site. It looks like I didn't like it to look for it. Let's try another one. This is an example website.com. Didn't like it, so let's go to the start, search from there. There you go. This is an example website.com. It's available if you want to purchase. It's $12 the first year and then $18 the second year. So it's just one purchase that we actually need to follow up. I will recommend something like you can actually purchase any website that you want, any name that you like it. Like you can put like your nickname here or something. What I have there is I already have my Rodolfo Roman.xyz. Somehow it doesn't like to search from here, or probably because I have my ad block. Let me remove it and let's try again. No, okay. Then go back to the beginning and look for here. So you will see that this one is already taken because I already purchased that, but the XYZ is actually a cheaper site. .site is actually also cheaper, and you will see that another example, for example, is getting me like roll format.online. In this case, it just costs $1 for a year, so it's a really good price. Just remember, the second year is going to cost $50. So depending what you need, what do you have there? So I will recommend you to go and purchase any website, any site that you want to have with your name, doesn't matter, and follow up the process. I already have it there, so I'm just going to move on. So I'm going, when you actually purchase, let me see my account. And I have my domain here. When you have your domain, you will click in your DNS settings. And in DNS settings, we are going to change the name servers. Enter my own name servers. And we are going to wait a little bit. So keep the page open there. And let's continue with the steps. So for the first thing that we need to do now, after we have the domain and we are waiting here, we need to go to DigitalOcean and purchase a server and start doing the setup. So what I have here, I have a referral link, and this link will provide you with $100 that you can actually use for 60 days. That means that if you don't use the 160 days, you will lose that money. But you can actually start playing around with those servers. But it will be pretty much good to have 2 months free. So it's pretty neat, it's pretty cool. So you click over there, and this referral link will go $100. So let me actually click it. You're going to launch a DigitalOcean and you start creating your account. In my case, I already have my account, so let me log in. And I have my account. There you go. And you will land something with your name probably, and something empty as this one. Because I have other projects in there, you can actually create a new one and you can have like a separation of servers. But let's actually use the one that I have here. The first thing that we need to add is we need to add a domain. So let's actually manage here, manage DNS on DigitalOcean. This is really important. We click it and we enter the domain. In this case, it's going to be the domain that we purchased before. So I'm just going to type it, and you type it in your specific project if you have one. If you only have one, keep it the one that is there, and we add it. Perfect. After we add it, it's asking us to change the name servers to these different servers. So we actually start doing that. We copy it, we click it, and going on back to GoDaddy, and we put that domain there. Sorry. Let's do the same with the other one. And let's create a new one because DigitalOcean is actually giving us 3 in order to have 3 different domains without the dot. It's really important removing the dot from there. So we save it. It's going to take a while, so probably will not work directly or right away, but we need to verify that that's going to be working later. So let me refresh the page and you will see that, okay, my name servers in GoDaddy is already updated, pointing to DigitalOcean. That's what we needed. So we keep it like that, and we're going back to our project, main project. So now that we have the DNS already semi set out, we still need to set up something else. We need to create a droplet. A droplet is pretty much a virtual server where we're going to be building our applications. So the instructions pretty much give us to create the cheapest one. We don't need that much resources for now, and we're going to select Ubuntu 1910. So let's do that. So we click on create droplet. Over there we select Ubuntu. We open the drop down, we select the latest version, 1910. At the moment I'm recording this video. The plan is going to be standard. We don't need any performance droplet there. And you're going to the left to select the $5 per month server. So it's a really cheap server. We don't need to add any block storage. The server already gave us 25 gigs. I believe it's just more than enough that we actually need it. So keep it like that. We choose a region. I like to choose always New York 3. It's just a personal preference, but you can choose any region that you want. After you select that, I will recommend add private network, IP version 6, and monitoring. Those are free services. I don't know if you have the option for the keys, but select the one-time password. That way you're going to be mailed with a password that you can actually open and start working with your server. We are going to create one droplet. I will change the name to Frontend. We're going to host all the websites. I will not enable backups. You want to pay $1 more per month, you can enable that. In this case, I don't think I need it. So I will create my Droplet there. And we wait for a couple of seconds. We will see that scroll bar is actually getting created. It gives you the information for where the Droplet is actually being created in the application. So it's actually really fast. As you can see, it's moving right now, and it's doing all the interaction and the configuration for the Droplet. Send us an email, and that email have the information that we need for open or server. So you will receive an email. I already did, and let me open that email for you guys. Give me a minute. So you will receive an email like this one. That pretty much specifies that you have a new Droplet set up. You have one IP address, one username, and one password. This password is unique and it only can be used once. So this is information that you need to save somewhere. In order to access to the server, let me just remove this again from here. You go back to the notes. If you're on a Windows computer, you can download PuTTY and start using it. And where you say server name, you will select the IP address from the email. Username is going to be root, the same ones that you have here. And sorry, this is all one, this one. And the password that you're going to get accepted. So the same, that's the information you're going to put in there. But in my case, I'm already in a Mac computer. So in a Mac computer, we just specify a command and we can access the server. So let's do that. I do SSH root add. As you can see, I already play with several servers. So let me actually put the IP address that I just received. It will ask me to approve or save that connection. I will say yes, like to trust the server that I'm connecting. And then it's asking me for the password. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be copy and pasting again the one from the email. And click enter. After you first login, it will ask for change your password. This is really important. You need to paste again the same password that you receive in your email, and after that you can specify the new one. So let me type my new password. There you go. Oh, well, you need to type it correctly. So let me try again. I put the old one, the old password, and then I create a new password over here. Perfect. So I have the server ready. Let me actually remove this one from here. Let me actually remove this one from here. And let's open it in the same Windows. So I'm doing this just in order to have it in one particular Windows. And there you go. Perfect. So after we have that, we need to update our servers or dependencies. So we need to copy this command and be pasting it on the servers. After I finish, it will take a little bit. We just copy the next one. This one is going to take a little bit more. We type, do you want to continue? We click yes. And you know what? Let me pause the video a little bit, and I will return when the installation is finished. Okay, after it's finished, we see that we can type again. I changed the order for my windows just to have a better look in what we actually need to do. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to do the auto remove, just to remove any dependencies that need to be uninstalled, that doesn't need to be there anymore. We type yes, and then we need to reboot our system. reboot now. And it will take a couple of minutes to actually go in there and reboot the application, the server itself. We can try to log in again. If it's failed or is still waiting, that means the server is not up yet, like as you can see now. So let me try again. And there you go, it's asking for my password, so that means that the server is already up. So I tap my new password, not the one that we have in the email, that doesn't work anymore. And we saw that we have 0 updates can be installed because we already update everything. Perfect. One good practice about Linux servers is not doing anything with the root user. So let's actually create an admin user, is the one that we're going to be using. So we put add user and the name that you want to create. In my case, I want to put ROMANBE. So let's do that. We ask me for a password. Let me specify a new password for this user. And then ask you for information for the user. In particular, I don't like to put it in there. So I'll just remove, click enter until you finish, and that's it. After you have that, we need to add that the user is already created. Now we need to give it admin access. So with this command, and changing username with the username that you created. So with usermod -ag sudo, and in my case, it's going to be ROMANBE. In your case, it's going to be the username that you choose. And that's it. And we need to test it. How we test it? We exit the website and we log in again, but instead of using root, we're going to use the new user that we created. It's going to ask for the password, and if we can see this and we can log in, that means everything's working as it's supposed to. So let's go, let's get out. Actually, no, let's stay here. Let's type now this command. Actually, this needs to change a little bit. Sorry for this. Let me edit this notes really quick. Where are my nanos? There we go. Sudo. Perfect. Update for that editing. So now we need to open the configuration for how to enter to the server. So we open that. It's going to ask for our user for password. We put it there, and we're going to see like a document that we can actually see. We need to change permit root login from yes to no. That means that nobody can access the server with the root account. That means that nobody can actually go in with a super user. It's something really important, so we need to block that for security matter. And then after a little bit down, after password authentication to yes, we just need to remove this little hashtag or number sign that allows us to put a permit empty password to no. So if we create a new user, we cannot have empty passwords in there. In order to exit and save, we are going to click Ctrl X, Y, and then enter. So we click Ctrl X, ask us to site modify, we type yes, so Y for yes. The name, we are going to keep the same name, and then enter. After that, we need to restart our SSH. So we restart that. It's going to ask for our password. We type the password, and that's okay. We log out. If we try to go to as a root, you cannot do that if you don't want to, but I just want to show you that will not allow you to go back in as a root to the server. So that's pretty neat. That means that we have our purpose there. Perfect. So after that, we need to add a firewall. The firewall is the one that our server right now is vulnerable. Everything is open to the world. So now we need to close that scope and make the connections to the internet a little more secure. The only to do is install the firewall and enable SSH. SSH is the secure shell, the way that we are interacting with the server. We're going to be allowing HTTP and HTTPS. That's the only protocols that are going to be allowing here. I don't want to go to the details in the network side, but we just keep pretty much, we're talking about port 22, port 80, and port 443. It's pretty much what we need to enable. So in order to work that, so we have with the username, not with the root account, we type to see the status. It's asking for password, always put your password. And it will say that our firewall is inactive, so we need to put it there. So we're going to install it with this command. Perfect. And then we allow SSH, and copy this. We allow HTTP, and really important, we allow HTTPS. Cool. After we enable everything, we just need to enable the firewall. We want to, are you sure? We say yes, and we verify the status. And we see that the status, we are allowing TCP 22, 80, and 443 for IP version 4 and IP version 6. And this is pretty much SSH, this is pretty much HTTP, and this is pretty much HTTPS. And the firewall is active, so that means that every other port is right now closed. So we're good to go. Then we need to install NGINX. NGINX is going to be our HTTP server. So before actually continue, if we open a new actually before installing it, that one, let's go to DigitalOcean. Let's click in our domain, and we are going to type add, and we're selecting our server frontend, and let's put right now 30 seconds. Create record. So we're creating a new A record to our domain, pointing to the servers that we just created in 30 seconds. That means that we are binding our domain name to the server, and you will see that in a while. So let's keep it that to rest, and let's continue. Let's install our web server. We say yes, we want to install it. And after this finish, we just need to enable it, like always start the server whenever we restart the computer or we restart the server itself. As for the password, always put the password there. And that's complete. So if we type actually Rodolfo Roman.syc, this one is not there yet. But eventually it's going to work. So for now, let's actually go into my project. Let me copy the IP address. So that's actually going to take a while. It could take it until 24 hours actually. So let's leave it right now for that. And let's put HTTP / and the IP address. And you will see welcome to NGINX. That means that the server is already up and running. That is perfect. That's pretty much what we needed. So let's continue. We need to install Node.js in our server in order to compile or view applications. So let's copy this command from core to bash, and we paste it, and we leave it there. Then we select this one, we paste it. Oh, it doesn't work. We actually need to type source.bashrc. That means that we need to like refresh the implementation for npm that we just installed, and then we try again. npm install node. Perfect. And as the time of this video is installing version 30.7.0, so we can actually do node-b is working, npm-b is there. Perfect. Now we need to start yarn. So we copy the first command, we copy the second one, and last one we copy the last command. Perfect. If we do yarn-b, yarn is installed too. So we have pretty much everything. And I will pause the video right now, and I will wait a little bit for my domain to take effect. After your domain to take effect, you can actually continue with the next steps. So my site is already rendering. So something that I did also is I create a www and pointing to the same server and leave it as there, and just wait for, in my case was like around 10 minutes, but it can be different for every time. So after you have that, I can actually go to rodolforoman.syc and this start working. In theory, if I do this, one should work too. Yes, there you go. So if we can see the NGINX with rodolforoman or with your site name, that means that NGINX is well installed. So let's actually continue. And somehow this got blocked. Let me restart again. There you go. So I already log into the server. So let's continue. So after that, we need to start building our site. So it's really important. We need to clones and everything, but let's actually skip some step and let's go directly into this one. So let's copy the step number 4, and what we can need to do pretty much is give it to the current user ownership to where the website is going to be reside. NGINX use the var www direction where to save the website. So let's actually do that. And I believe something is missing. Didn't like it. Oh, sudo chown-r. We need to specify our username twice. So we need to specify the username with this sign. That means it's your group. So right now we create the same. Your username and your group is called the same. And then we specify the address. We do that, and we are done. That means that when we copy that, we will see that the owner is actually ourselves. That means that we're fine. What we're going to do now, our HTML site that is inside this folder is where the main NGINX site is actually is. So we leave it like that for now. What we need to do, we're going to go to GitHub, and we're going to start putting our different applications where it's supposed to be. So let me go to my repos. I just look where I have my repos. Your repositories, there you go. So let me actually go to my to-do app in pure HTML. I just copy this one, and I will create, I go to var w, and in here we'll create a new folder called basic to do. And inside basic to do, the only thing that I need to do is a git clone our website. That's it. Right now, because it's just an HTML, JavaScript, we don't need to do any compiling. So let's see if actually this is working. Before that, we're going to do to etc folder. In the etc folder, we're going to go to NGINX folder, and then to the conf.d folder, and we are going to create sudo nano a configuration file that is going to be pointing to our to-do application. So let's do that. So let's sudo nano and let's call it basic todo.conf. It's really important to keep the .conf name in there. And we just type server. We open and close brackets, something as simple. And we actually, let me check really quick what we need to do. We need to listen port 80 B6 on NGINX. We copy these two. That's okay. So that what we're saying is we are going to listen to port 80. That's our traditional port. That's okay. And after that we do server underscore name space, and then we create the DNS entry that's going to be pointing. So let's actually put basic to do dot your website. Rodolfo in the case is Rodolfo Roman .syc. Really important, you need to finish with the semicolon. After you do that, you do location and open and close curly brackets, and inside that we need to type, and let me just something really quick, view NGINX. I don't have that in mind, but I know where to search for that. Don't worry, I will leave it the information that you need to put there. We actually need to put our root. Perfect. Root is going to be, and actually it is going to be location space /. That means going to be our main application in basic to do. And we're going to say pretty much that the root is going to be located in var www basic to do. I'm going to finish with semicolon. This is the website where we put it. Then we say that the index is going to be called index.html. And for last one, we are going to copy this little line. I believe that one. Let me verify it. View router NGINX. And if you don't understand what I'm doing right now, don't worry, you just need to copy and paste it to have your configuration work it. That's what we need to have. Don't worry. Yes, this one. And I believe that's it. We do Ctrl X. We save it with yes. And we enter. Now we do sudo and NGINX-t. That's pretty much for test or configuration. If we say our syntax is okay, that means our text is successful, that we can restart the server. So now we can do just sudo NGINX-s reload. We're going to restart the server with that. So after we restart the server, we just need to go back to DigitalOcean and I say that basic to do is going to be pointing to my server. That's it. And let's keep this to territory. Perfect. It's going to take a while to get in, but after that, we're supposed to go to basic to do .Rodolfo Roman, and we're supposed to see the website. Right now we have a forbidden user. So let me see what is actually happening. Give me a minute. Okay, I found out what happened. When I do the git clone in var, it actually gave me a directory. So we need to remove the information from the directory and we put it back in the basic to do. So we just need pretty much move or basic to do everything to everything to here. After that, Now we see that the index file, main.js, and the styles is inside the basic to-do. If we have that, this should be working now. So let me go to my basic to-do and refresh. And now we have the basic to-do application there, the first one that we did. We can test it. Hello, it's there. And it's doing what it's supposed to, but it's already deployed to a website, available to the world. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start creating the rest of the application. Probably you will not hear me, you will want to move a little bit faster, but I will add the rest of the application where it's supposed to be. So I'll be back in a minute. Actually, it's better going to guide you guys. So I'm already in bar ww, so I will create a new one going to be to do B is the bootstrap. I will create another one, make it here. To do T is going to be Tailwind, and then got here view. Let's call it inventory, and let's create another one called view to do. We have it like that, and let's actually have a better approach. So let me go back to this little tilde. That's pretty much going to your root folder, your home directory, and the only things that I'm going to be doing is, now that we have that one ready, I'm going to open the to-do app for Bootstrap. Let me just copy this. I'm going to do git clone that one. I go to the application itself. I have everything there, and we'll copy everything to bar. Oh, actually, yes, let's copy everything recursive to bar www to do B, because the to do bootstrap one. Didn't like it. Why? Let's see if everything is there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't specify like copy recursively everything. Sorry, I forget about that. To do bootstrap. There you go. I'm going back, and now we'll clone the next one, and that's going to be the tailwind. We'll the same. Copy this. I do a git clone, and we paste the URL. We go to the to-do app with tailwind, really important, and then I do copy everything recursively to bar www to do T, that's to do tailwind, and we're going back. Cool. So we have the basic HTML application. Now let's do the intro to view, and this is a simple HTML site. That's going to be, we're going back, we do a git clone git clone. I'm supposed to type as it is. Oh my god, sorry for that. Git clone there, perfect. I go to my intro view, I see my index is there, and I will copy my index file. I don't need to copy anything else because I don't need it, to my bar w inventory. Cool. So let me actually go back now. I will keep the last application at the end. So let me go back to etc NGINX configuration D. And we're going to copy our basic to do b.conf. Oh, actually we need to give permission with sudo. Now we copy the basic to todo.conf and then to inventory.conf. Okay, so now we have our tree configuration. We need to make a little bit changes. So let me do sudo nano todo b, and what I'm going to do is change my server name. Let's actually call this todo b. I like to have the directory and the URL the same, todo b. The rest is going to be exactly the same as it is. Control X, yes, enter. Perfect. Now we do the same with the todo t configuration, and it's going to be todo t, and the directory that we save it actually is todo t. Control X, Y, enter. And last one, we do the inventory. Well, for now, and let's call the basic to do inventory, and actually call it like that. You can call it whatever you wanted. Inventory, there you go. Control X, Y, enter. And now I'm going to DigitalOcean and I will todo b pointing to my server, 30 seconds, create record, todo t pointing to my server, 30 seconds, and last one, inventory pointing to my server, and actually this need to be 30 seconds too. There you go. So now if I go to todo b, it's not doing what it's supposed to. Todo t, oh yeah, it's not working because we put the configuration but we didn't restart NGINX. So let's do sudo NGINX test and then sudo NGINX-s reload. We restart the server and pick up the new configuration. So if we go back to todo b, okay, we have the todo application with Bootstrap. Hello, it's there, perfect. Let's now go back to todo t and let me refresh. There you go. This is the one with Tailwind and doing everything. Nice. There you go. And we go to inventory and for set we have our inventory here, and it's already working as it's supposed to, doing the same math that we saw during the video, but now it's already deployed somewhere. This is pretty cool, right? As last step, well, second last step, let's go back now to the to-do application that we did with that one, and this one is a little bit different, so we need to clone it first. And actually let's create a view to do pointing to the server, 30 seconds. There you go. So we do a sudo copy todo b to view to do.conf, and then we do sudo nano view to the conf, and we're going to create our last one that we're pending. It's going to be the v2do So this part is pretty much the same, but the building section is a little bit different, and I want to show you that, because that's actually going to be the way that we're going to build and deploy the rest of the application for the rest of the semester. So we do the view to do right here. Everything is the same, just pointing to the new DNS, pointing to the new directory. Control X, Y, enter. Perfect. We go to var www, and with the view to do is already there, but it's empty. Perfect. So let's go back to our home directory with that tilde, and we do git clone or to do app in view. We go there, but now we have the source directory, right? And we have all the yarn and the things. In order to build it, we need to install our dependencies. How we install dependencies? With the command yarn. So this is going to pretty much create everything that needs the application to start running or working as it's supposed to. So it's fetching all those packages. Those packages are going to get installed and downloaded in our application. As you can see right now, our node modules are not there because it's listed in gitignore, but this yarn command is going to look at the package.json, look at the dependencies, install those dependencies, and those dependencies are going to be inside the node module. So you say list, you just already finished. Now we have that node modules folder there. So now that we have that, we can actually build our application. So we can actually do yarn build. As you remember, that will take all the source code, all the view files, and it's going to create that HTML, JavaScript, and CSS files that we need to do it. And it just finished. And it was created inside a distribution folder. So what we need to go to that distribution. We said the index is there, and we have the JavaScript in a new folder. This is actually what we needed. So we need to now copy recursively everything that is here, and we're going to send it to the var www view to do. Remember, we are right inside the distribution folder. After we do that, we need to restart NGINX. NGINX always restarts in two steps. NGINX-t to verify the configuration, and then sudo nginx.s reload to restart by itself. And if we actually go to now view to do or to do application with that one is here, having everything, all the things, and doing remove the pendings and the completed that is supposed to be doing it. So that's actually how we deploy. So now we have all our application in our server. But as you can see, every time that we enter to the server, you saw that the connection is not secure. And if we try to copy and paste it, you will see that actually we're going to HTTP. So what we need to do now is install our certificate. And that's pretty much with the certbot. So we just need to pretty much run each one of those commands, and you will see what happened in the server. So let me go to my home directory. So let me update everything. So we're supposed to find there. We're going to add a new area where to get new software, and then we add another repository. After those are already there. So we're going to execute this command, and I will give you this information. It's going to be already in your repository. So we download certbot. We move it where it's supposed to be. We change the owner and the permissions. Perfect. Now We do this, NGINX, enter, and we click enter, and we wait. You say yes. It's going to download everything that needs to be downloaded. And we just need to wait for a little bit. It's pretty much installing all dependencies that certbot requires in order to work. So we're going to wait for a couple of minutes. I will pause the video right now and get back to you when they actually finish. Okay, so it didn't finish yet. So it's asking for an email. That email is just to verify the ownership of the domains that you have. So what I'm going to do is actually going to put my personal email there. So I will put my Gmail. In here you just put your own email, doesn't matter. We type agree, it's really important. We need to say yes, we want to share that one email address. And something really cool, it will detect all our configurations that we already did. So it go to the configuration directory and it will see everything. And it will ask you what you want to do, which one you want to have. Leave blank to select everything. So I will leave blank, so just click enter, because I want to install the certificate in all the sites. So now, when everything is deployed and installed, I want to have the redirect. What does that mean? If somebody hit the website in the port 80 or HTTP, it's going to be redirected to the secure one, 443. So I will say 2, because I want to redirect. And as you can see, it's redirecting the traffic, and it's done. So it should be working now. We can try it. Let's go to the To-Do app. If I click enter, you will see that now we have the HTTPS in there. It's going to To-Do, basic To-Do. There you go, it's secure. To-Do B, perfect. And To-Do T, perfect. And inventory. So everything is secure now. Even it will remove the ES. It's going to redirect us directly to HTTPS. So now we have all the application deployed. It took us longer than I imagined, but we have the server configured and all the application there. So any question or any doubt, don't hesitate to reach me. Happy coding, everybody.